Yeah, hello there and welcome back, and let us continue with our lesson. So next step is let us show a loading state whenever we are actually adding, deleting, or whenever we are updating our card item. So for that, let's create a reusable component, and we'll go to our common, and inside this common let's go to the mixin, and let's try to create a new mixin over here. And I'll just call this one as the, let's create a new file, and let's give a name as the something like a loading overlay dot file. And once we have that, let's create a mixin mixing over here, and loading overlay. And what we'll do is let's create a return function that return us the overlay entry over here. So this will return as the overlay entry, and I'll just say so the load and loading overlay, and that will take us the build. Let's take the build context, and also we'll take in the ov, and this can be of the nullable type. This can be of the nullable type, and just call this one as overlay entry. And once we have this, let me try to arrange this one properly so you can see it clearly. And once we have this, let's go, and we have an overlay entry, and that will be of equals to overlay entry. So let's have an overlay entry over here, and we need to pass in the builder. Right, so let's try to arrange this one, and this builder takes the context over here. So let's take in the context over here, and I can remove this one from here, and also I can remove this one from here. And let us build over here. From here, let us return the alignment, and let's put in the alignment to the alignment to the center, so the progress indicator can still in the center of this screen. And with this I can pass in the child, and I can create a progress indicator, right? So I can just say circular progress indicator that the adaptive order over here, and this will create a circular progress indicator for us. And I guess that should be fine over here. And let's see what is the error. So here prefer a const, so I'll just add the const over here first of all, and that should be fine. So once we have that, let's go and arrange this one properly over here. And okay, and from here what we need to do is, once we have that overlay final, I'll just say overlay is of equals to the overlay that we have, overlay dot of this particular context that we have passed in. Then we'll just say overlay dot the insert. We need to not this init state, overlay dot in insert. It has a function to insert the entry, so we just created the overlay entry over here, and I guess that should be fine. And then from here finally we will return the overlay entry that we have just created. I guess that should be fine. And here unconditionally evoked, so I just need to make sure that it's not null over here. You can also make use of this particular the plugin or the widget that they have, which is loading animation widget over here. You can also get this one from the pub.dev, and you can just go and copy the installation, and we just need this one. This can help us to add the loading state. So if I go to the readme file, you can see that it has a different kind of the loading animation that you can actually use. And if you don't want to create your own animation, you can just make use of this one. So let's go to our pubspec.yaml file over here, and let us add that one over here. Let's copy and paste it over here, and then also let's grab that particular link from here, just copy it and now we'll just paste it over here, and that should be fine. And let me arrange this one properly over here, and that should be fine over here. So let's add that one. And once we have that, let's go back to the overlay over here, and in the overlay what we can do is we can replace this one and with the dot. I can just say progress and progressive dot. They have different kind of the dot over here, and you can just select any one of. I'll just make use of the progressive dot over here, and for this one you can just pass in the color and then the size. So for size, let's give us 100 over here, and I can have the const over here, I guess. So that should be fine. And the color, let's try to select the theme dot the theme dot of context, theme dot of context over here, and let's select the color from the theme. So I'll just use a primary color. I guess that should be fine. And once we have that, if you want to get a look, you can just find some of the more animation over here, and you can use that one. For me, I'll just be using as a progressive dot over here. And once we have this ready, so let's go back to our, first of all, let's go back to the product detail that we have over here. So let's go to the product detail widget over here, and we'll create a listener over here. So void, and I'll say let's call this one as listener. Listener. And with this listener, what we need to do is we need to listen to the state change in our card controller that we have. So if we go to the card, and in the controller we have some of the state over here that is of the loading state. So if I go over here, you can see that whenever we are reading, I guess here it is the one. So it's of the loading state is of true. We just want to listen to that one. So whenever we are adding, right? So whenever we are adding or whenever we are updating, we have a loading state. We want to listen that one. So let's go back to our product detail widget over here, and let us try to listen that one. So I'll just create a listener, ref.listen, and we'll just listen to the product detail. That should be of the PROD. So the product detail, I can't find that, so it should be of the, not the product detail, it should be of the card. We need to listen to the card, right? Card and card controller provider, dot select. We'll just select a specific one that will be of the value dot each loading, and we'll have a previous and the next over there, and we'll just go and check over here. So let's go and arrange this one properly over here. Let's close it over here, and here let's go and check for the condition. If the next value, if it's the next value is of a true, right, which means that it is loading, then we want to show that particular loading bar, or else we just don't want to show that progress bar. So for that, what we'll do is we'll just create a new widget over here on top of this one. Let's go on to the top over here, and over here let's create a new let's say overlay entry. So we need an overlay entry because that is what we are returning from our the mixing that we have created. So let's call this one as an overlay entry, and we also need to use that. So let's go and use our mixing with, and we have a overlay that what was we created that one, overlay loading, right? overlay overlay loading. So we can't find that one, so let's go and copy this one from here, and let's go back over here and let's paste it over here, and we need to import this one. Let us import that one, and once we have that, it should be okay. So let's go down, and over here what we need to do is we need to say that our overlay that we have just created underscore the overlay, and this is what the loading overlay is returning us. So it is returning us the overlay entry, right? So we need to pass in our underscore the overlay entry over here. That is what it is returning us, and that's what show us the loading. And otherwise what we can do is we need to remove it, right? So if the loading status is of the false, then we'll say the overlay entry dot remove it. So this will remove that loading overlay widget for us. And what we need to do is we'll just copy this one and we need to paste on top over here. So on the build here, we need to listen that one. So let's listen to our function listener over here, and that should be fine. And we should also do the same thing. So just copy this listener that we have over here. Let's copy this listener to our card screen. So let's go back to our card screen over here, and we should listen that one over here too. So let's go down and let's paste it over here. And once we have that, we don't have the overlay entry. So let's go on to the top over here and let's create that one. So first of all, let's add in the mixin. So with the, and let us import that one. And once we have that, let's go and create the entry. So OVR overlay entry that we require, and this is of the nullable type, and then we have a overlay entry. So I guess that should fix that particular issue. And then we finally have to listen that one over here. Let's call the function over here, and that should be fine. So let us try to how to reload our application, and let us try to test that one out. So let's go over here, and first of all, let's go to the product, and let's try to add in a new product from here. And now you can see that it is showing us that particular loading bar, right? So the loading overlay that we just created. And let's go back over here and let's try to remove this one, and you can see it's still showing that particular progress indicator. So it's showing for us whenever we are adding or removing item, or also whenever we are updating our item, right? And if you go and add a new item from here, let's add that one, you can see it's still showing over there. So that is the good thing that we have created over here. Now it is loading our overlay, and the next thing that we would like to do over here is we want to show the total, right? So the cart total, currently it's not showing the cart total for us, and the next step is we will add that one over here. Till then, have a great day.